In contrast to 2016, which was extremely hot and dry, 2017 was a really exciting vintage. It kept us on the edges of our seats the whole time because up until about August, it was cool and wet, and we were all worried it was going to be a miserable vintage. But I call it the miracle vintage for a reason, because starting in August, it just got beautiful. And as a result, we were able to develop really nice sugar ripeness and also some great color in our Cab Franc from this vintage. So we're going to taste the 2017 Cab Franc. We did a process called saignée. Saignée is French for the bleed. And what that meant was we were able to increase the proportion of skins to juice. When you do that, you basically allow for deeper colors, for kind of richer tannin profile, and you make a slightly bigger red wine. So this is our Cab Franc from 2017, and it has become my wife's favorite wine, I think, that we have made. It's just delicious, and, well, we're going to taste. So on the nose immediately is this spread of different red fruits. I mean, it hints at everything from watermelon to plum. I get strawberry. I get this kind of second layer of deeper notes as well, things that offer this kind of warm spice component. So a hint of nutmeg. Even a touch of cinnamon. So on the palate, we've got some really nice balanced acidity. So when you do saignée and you increase the proportion of skins, those skins have potassium in them. And what that can do is cause the tartaric acid to precipitate out at a faster rate. What you're left with is a wine that still has some bright acid, but isn't too acidic, which some people can complain in the Finger Lakes is a problem. It's also great because it's a natural way to do that. We don't have to use any chemicals, we don't have to do any additional fining or other processes. So on the palate, we end up with this really nice kind of bright cherry. The plum is still there. There's this hint of, it's not bitterness, but it's a depth that combined with the tannins leave a nice, subtle, chalky flavor on the palate. It really increases the textural approach of this wine. I think it adds some depth as well. We also used predominantly older barrels for this red wine. And, you know, some people take the approach of wanting to use a lot of new oak in their reds. I don't generally, because I want the fruit to shine through. And that's what we get from this. It is a broad red wine. It's not heavy. It's not too thick. It does lend itself to some great freshness. And I think as a result makes it a really great food pairing wine. I would pair this with things that are salty, so cured meats. This would even hold up to a great steak. Again, you've got that combination of the meat, some salt brine on the steak itself, maybe some char, and it just pairs so great with that bright red fruit. And the acid will help to kind of cut down the saltiness on the palate. Really just a delicious, I'm not going to call this one light-bodied. It's definitely fuller. Not a giant red wine, but absolutely a joy.